What's up, guys? I am back. Yeah, it's I I say the same things all the time. Actually, the last time I posted was for Vlogmas-ish. So, yeah. Um, Today I decided to just talk, and as I'm talking, I'm going to sketch. So at the end of the video, I will show you guys what I came up with. It's just going to be whatever kind of my hand does as I'm talking to you guys. So I wanted to come on and give a little update and my plans and just different things for this channel and life. So it is currently February 5th. That's crazy. Caleb and I have been living here for 6 months now. We moved here August 8th. So August. Give me a minute. Yeah. We have been living here, it'll be 6 months, February 8th. Which is crazy. I never thought we were going to, before moving, because of how long it took to find a place, I thought we were never going to move. And we've already been here 6 months, which is crazy. But anyways, I wanted to talk about what it's been like living here for 6 months, how college has been, how life in general has been, because I don't exactly know who watches these videos, but I want to just kind of explain some things for people who don't know or are wondering how it's going. So yeah, I'm gonna start sketching now. I think the first thing that I want to talk about might be maybe school. Maybe I'll talk about school first. So, if you don't know, I'm in my first year of college. That is kind of why we moved here. Because of school. Yeah. So, I am in a theater program. It's called Acting for Stage and Screen. It's a 3-year program. That's all I'm going to say about that part. But, so I finished my first semester in December 13th, I think, was my last day of school, which is crazy because in high school you started your second semester in February, which would have been now, but I have already done a month of my second semester. I only have 3 more months left in my first year, which is crazy because that's going to be weird. That's going to be a weird adjustment because, well, a little bit. With COVID, I guess it might be a little easier because I did school online at home from like March to June, both times. I think it was both times. So it's gonna kind of be the same-ish, but not really, except I am done school at the end of April. Like, done. And then I don't have to worry about school for May, June, July, and August. So I have 4 months off in the summer, which whoever's watching is like, yeah, that's how it works. But if you're not in college yet, and that sounds weird, it does sound really weird, and I haven't experienced it yet, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited, though, about it, to have the summer off to concentrate on life and what I want to do without having to worry about school, even though school is a huge part of what I want to do with life. But yeah, anyways, so yes, I'm in a theater program, and I want to explain a little bit about it, just from, like things that I've been told and things that people think, and I just want to come straight out and tell you how it is for me, for my experience. Yeah, so when there are always 2 different reactions when it comes to art, and maybe for other things too. I'm not too sure, but I know for me, I have gotten 2 reactions to what I wanted to go into. Also, if I start repeating things, or if I start stumbling on my words or whatever, that's just how it is. This is it's raw. It's just me talking. This is who I am, and that's whatever you see is what you get every day. So yeah, and if I lose track because I am multitasking, I am sketching at the same time, and I'm just kind of rambling on like I'm doing right now. That's just what this video is all about, and if I have to make 2 parts, I'll make 2 parts. So I just wanted to get that out there. What you get is what you get in this video. Okay, so, as I was saying, the 2 reactions that I would get, people who really understood and watched me grow up in the arts, most of those people said that this is definitely going to be the program for me. They see me doing this, they see me doing really, really well in it. Yeah, all positive stuff, like, oh yeah, this is for you, this is, I can definitely see you doing this. And then there were others like, oh, that's different, or, are you going to be able to get a job after, or, just people doubting me without telling me that they doubt it. Just saying anything they can to either change my mind or make me, worry about it, and in reality, I'm not worried. I'm not. All of my teachers are involved in the arts professionally and are teaching it in this city. Yes, it can be hard to get parts, and it can be hard to get a job, but if I were to come into this profession without going to school, I would have had a harder time. Maybe, and I don't even know. Maybe I wouldn't have, maybe I would have, but being in school for it gives you more opportunities because you have people who know you, and you have people who have connections, and you have people that will come to you because you're in school to give you job opportunities. So there are a lot of opportunities that I will have after I'm done school, and maybe even throughout my last year, because it's a 3-year program. that people expect. And a lot of people think that acting is easy and that anyone can do it. People think that, okay, you read a script, you memorize it, and you say it. But it's not that at all. I mean, it is, but it's not. Throughout the program, I have learned a lot. Even though I've only done September, October, November, December, January. I've done 5 months of this program, and I've already learned so much about how it really is, and what people say is not how it actually is. And I've learned that it is way more mentally. How do I explain this? It can be mentally exhausting. Sorry. People think it's all fun and either going to take you to Hollywood or put you on the streets. That's how people think. They think that you are either going to become a millionaire or you're not going to have a penny in your bank account. Pennies don't exist anymore, so a dime. I don't know. I don't even know what a dime is. I'm not good with that stuff. Anyways, so my experience so far, I have had to go through a couple things to get to where I have come. It is and can be very mentally exhausting because what you're doing is you are taking your traumas and using it for art. That's how you start off. That's how... It's really complicated. My teachers are better at explaining it than I am. I've had to go through some traumatic experiences to play specific roles. And they're all exercises. It's exercises to get you to play a part. My entire class, we had a specific moment when we started out. It may have been a month or two into the program that we were all mentally exhausted. And we didn't know really how to handle it, but we did. And I know, like, for me personally, it wasn't stressful, it was just draining. Because I was going back into things that have changed my life and, you know, PTSD and that type of stuff. Because I had to use that for roles so that I can cry, so that I can show this emotion of being hurt and of being scared. And you also learn how to get over things quickly. I've gone through some things while being here, and the program has helped me be able to get over things a lot faster than I would have been able to before. When it comes to acting, you have to be able to put yourself in these positions to then shake it off as soon as you're done. So I had to, there was a scene that I had to do where I was scared and frustrated and sad and crying, and I had to take out my PTSD and use that to get myself into that state of mind. And then as soon as I was done the scene, I had to shake it off and move on. And that kind of sounds a little harsh, but it really, that's just how acting works. You have to dive into your emotions and then move on, because you are playing somebody else and you're just using your personal experiences to become these characters. Now, you can do that. A lot of actors do, and some don't. Everyone has their own ways of doing it. So, yeah. Anyways, the work itself is not really stressful, and maybe that's just because this is what I want to do and what I like to do and what I want to learn about. But it's not, school is not stressful for the work. It's stressful because of COVID right now, because you don't know what's going on, and the guidelines are always changing, and you have to worry about, when you are actually going to class, when you are having a class online, if you're allowed to go to school, if you're not allowed to go to school. It's just been kind of a big mess. But things are slowly starting to go back to normal-ish, normal pandemic normal. I've literally got this froster 2 days ago, and I don't really care. Yeah, so, it's fun. I've met a lot of people, and I am very lucky because, most of my classes are at school, so I'm able to socialize with new people and have that one-on-one time with my teachers. And we are, because of the school that I go to and the program and the city, it's not like Toronto. Like, it's not where there's thousands and thousands of people. It's not even like some high schools. Like, it's what I'm used to. So there are 16 people in my class, which is nice because you get more of that one-on-one time with your teacher. And with COVID and the guidelines, some of the classes are split because you're not allowed to have, more than 10 people or whatever. So we're 16 and we get split into two. So we're like sometimes 6, 7, 8 people-ish. I'm not doing the math, but there's like about that many people in each group. Oh, it would be 8 and 8 because 16 is 8 and 8. But whatever. Doesn't matter. So there's even that extra time to learn things and to ask questions and to get to know people because you're not a big group, which is nice, which is something that I'm used to. So it was nice to not go from, a small town where you have, people, a small group of people, and then going to a city where there's hundreds of people in your classes, because it's not like that, which is nice. And we're not known for like a number. We're not known for, just our work. The teachers know us by name. They know about us. They know who we are. It was really nice to get to know our teachers and then get to know us on more of a personal level than like university. And like, I don't really know exactly if all colleges are like that or if that's just more of university. I really have no idea. I just know what I know. So, yeah, you also get to learn, because with me knowing the same people for my entire life, Everyone knew me and I knew them, and it was hard to have friends just because I knew who people were. And going somewhere new where we all have the same hopes and dreams was nice because you can, relate to people and have the same type of things in common. So I was able to meet a lot of great people. Also, you get to know, after 5 months of being with these people, you also get to know who they are. And you start to realize who you want to put yourself around, if that makes sense. I came to college not wanting to have any drama. I didn't want, I just did not want to be involved with that anymore because it's childish and it's ridiculous. Like, I came here to be an adult, to move on in life and not have to deal with all the stupid things that, and yes, there are obviously, it's not like people are just gonna, not cause drama because it's all ages. People of all ages like to cause drama, and it's really annoying, but that's just how it is. Me personally, I didn't want to associate it with it anymore. And unfortunately, I was involved, but that's a whole other story that I will not be saying. But it's just, I have moved on from it because I don't need it in my life. And I am focusing on me, my relationship, my apartment, my schooling, my life, and my mental health. That is what I am focusing on, and my family, and I don't need other things in my life. So, yeah. I wanted to kind of explain a little bit of this entire thing is just going to be about college, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to talk about more things, but I'm going to probably have multiple videos about it. So this first one will be about college. I am going to tell you how it is from my experience and what I thought and what it really was and just kind of how everything happened. So when you're in elementary school or middle school or wherever you're from, whatever it's called, when you are about to move on to high school, teachers tell you, especially grade 8, that you need to start acting a certain way because this is how it's going to work in high school. Teachers aren't going to put up with this. You have to start doing this for yourself and blah, 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 blah. They say all of these things. And then you get to high school and you realize that it's all lies. Maybe they didn't think that, but from my experience, when I got to high school, it was not at all how my elementary teachers said it would be. Yeah, some teachers didn't run after you to get your stuff done. Some did. Some were I gotta admit, I had a couple teachers, and I'm not gonna name names like ever in these videos, at all, just because. So y'all can assume nothing. You don't know who I'm talking about unless you do know who I'm talking about. But I had a couple teachers that were the reason why the good moments that I had in high school was because of them. If I didn't have them, ugh, high school. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not at all what people say it is. It's really not. I dealt with a lot, and I've probably like said it in other videos on here of how school really was for me growing up. School is not my thing at all. College though, college is better for me, but school's still not my thing. As much as I love my course and I love my teachers and I love the people that I am around, I'm kind of excited to be over with school, but anyways. Yeah, so what you're told in elementary school, once you get into high school, it's really not that much of what they told you. Same with high school and college. For those of you who are in grade 12 right now, or grade 11, or 10 or 9, or whatever, take advice from college students and not the teachers. I promise you, it'll be easier that way. Okay, let me just go on a little rant for a second. High school teachers will tell you that if you don't act a certain way in high school, college is going to be hell for you. They're going to tell you that if you don't do this or that or whatever in high school, you're going to not do good in college. To a certain degree, I mean, in high school, if you don't do your work, you don't send it in on time or whatever, yeah, that will affect you in college. Of course it will. But what I have been told from college students were more realistic than what high school teachers have told me. I was told things from first year college students when I was in grade 12, what to expect. When my teachers said stuff that were completely different. And what I have noticed from my experience is in these 5 months, college students are right. It's more realistic than what I was told from teachers. So, high school does not prepare you for college. At all. I know in my experience, I could have completely skipped high school and would have been completely fine in college. It doesn't go together. It doesn't. And that's just the truth of it. And I don't care what anybody has to say. That's just how it is. I got to college and the amount of work, like schooling, that I had to do in a week and that it just kept going and going and going and never stopped is not what high school prepares you for. I got it all done. But high school, they say that they're going to give you a bunch of work and it's going to be a certain way, and it just isn't. Like, my last 2 years of high school specifically, I did nothing. Nothing compared to... I did more in elementary school than I did in high school. I didn't even have exams in high school. And if I did, it was like not exams, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just because of what I was in. what is it in English? My French people, appliqué and théorique. I was in appliqué, applied, and academic. There we go. I was in applied, because that's just what I need. Academic is not for me or my brain, and yeah, no. Once I got to college, they didn't make it seem like because you are an academic, you have to do more work and you have to be smarter, okay? And applied, you're dumb and you just do what you do, okay? Because that's really how high school made it seem. And even if that wasn't their intentions, that's how we felt. I finally have an IEP, and if you don't know what an IEP means, I don't know the exact pronunciation of it because I'm finally getting it. When high school, I tried for 4 years to get an IEP, and they wouldn't let me because my grades were good. That's not how it works. I needed help. I needed more help than I was getting, but teachers didn't believe us. They didn't. And I struggled. I struggled for years in school. And they're finally doing something about it in college. I have 2.5 years left and I'm finally getting the help that I need. Because I have an IEP and I need more help, that doesn't mean that I don't get that I don't get less work. That doesn't mean that I'm dumb. It doesn't mean any of that. Any of that they make you think, it doesn't mean any of that. I get the same amount of work as everybody else. Half of my class has an IEP. We all get the same amount of work. If you have an IEP, though, you can get an extension for your work. But it all depends. Some teachers, it's only a couple days. Depending on the assignment, it could be a week. But that is only to help you. And a thing that pisses me off is when people have an IEP, they get an extra week to do their assignments, and they leave it to the last minute. That's not acceptable. That's not what it's for. It is so you are not as stressed and you can get it done, okay? For my first semester, I struggled. I struggled getting stuff in on time because I was having a hard time thinking. I was having a hard time putting things on paper when I'm a hands-on person. So when I had to do written stuff, it was hard for me. And to only have a week and worry about all of these other things that were going on in my life at the time, it was extremely stressful. And there were people who had the extra time and just put it off, and that pissed me off. It really, really made me mad. And I didn't know that I had my IEP set up. I didn't know till the last couple weeks of my first semester. So now I have my IEP because I'm aware of it now. So if I do need something, I can get it. And if I had an extra week to do my work, I would not put it off till the last minute. I would take my time and make sure that I understood and did what I had to do. Because that's what it's for. It's to help you. So I haven't had to use my IEP yet. Actually, the only time I've used it was to do tests in a different room where I could concentrate. But because I haven't had any assignments that I had to, kind of give myself more time to work on it, because we're doing more of like hands-on stuff. It's not much of like writing. So I definitely have a way more chill semester than I did last semester. My first semester, I was constantly doing school. If I took an hour break to do something else, I was behind. I was behind myself personally. Not that I was behind in school ever, but it just made me have to rush things more. I'm now able to go the weekends without having to worry about school. If I do have an assignment that's due for like, the Monday or Tuesday, then yeah, I do it on the weekend. But it doesn't take up my entire weekend, and it also doesn't take up my entire day every day. I'm able to do a lot more now. Sorry. Than I was before.
I can't get much higher.